Okay, today we will cover the rest of the topics in that popular cloud services. We looked at Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. Now, going further, we will now discuss Google Cloud. Google is one among the leaders in the cloud computing market, and it offers vast collection of web-based applications as cloud services. And Google has divided its cloud services under the following categories as compute, storage, networking, database, services, and management. These are the services provided by Google under its cloud based services. All right, like Amazon, Google also offers cloud services for computing, storage, networking, and database. Google's as offerings. Google's as offering means infrastructure as a service offering include two popular services, which are Google Compute Engine and Google Cloud Storage. Okay, Google Compute Engine and Google Cloud Storage. Both of the offerings have been will be discussing each one of them in detail. Google Compute Engine GCE. So Google has ventured into as after gaining success in SaaS and PaaS. Google started with SaaS and PaaS initially. Later, it has ventured into as, okay, which is Google Compute Engine. Google Compute Engine uses KVM, kernel-based virtual machine, as a hypervisor. There is a physical system, operating system, and on top of that, you will find a hypervisor, which is nothing but virtual machine manager. On top of this virtual machine manager or hypervisor, uh, several instances of virtual instances of this physical resource is created. And it supports guest machines to run Linux as operating system. And instances can use different popular distributions of Linux provided by Google Compute Engine. Google Compute Engine is comparable to Amazon EC2. What is EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. Amazon has Elastic Compute Cloud that and Google Compute Engine are similar. Google provides both predefined and custom configured machines. Okay, predefined, you get a machine with a processor, RAM, disk, all predefined. Okay, some kind of processor, some RAM, and some hard disk. Custom configured, you can also request for one instance of processor, two instances of processor. You can, like this is ready-made clothing, and this one is uh, you get your clothes stitched by a tailor by giving the measurement that is custom configured. Like that, here also you can specify what are your requirements for the resources. Then Google will allocate that to you. And pre-standardized machines are divided into different categories, and user can select from them as per the requirements. And this is as of February 2016. As on February 2016, GCE categories of pre defined or pre standardized machines are this: standard machine, high memory machine, high CPU machine, shared core machine, and custom machine types. All right. Shared core machine type becomes cost effective. If it is shared core, it is cost effective. Where a small amount of resources are required. One thing is shared among several users, and each of them will be given a small portion of it. And of course, the cost will also be reduced, and it will be uh, less cost. And then predefined machine types, if they don't match with the requirements, then consumer can have option of building their own custom machines. Machines in Google Compute Engine are charged per minute basis after first 10 minutes. Like earlier, there were meters in the auto up to 1.5 kilometers. There was some amount, say 20 rupees. And from that point onwards, the meter starts after 1.5 kilometer. Like that, here in Google Compute Engine, first 10 minutes, it is a fixed cost, and after that, it will be charged per minute. So for usage less than 10 minutes, customer need to pay charge for 10 minutes only. So even if you go for 1 kilometer or half kilometer, you have to pay 20 rupees only. It's like that. Okay. Next, Google Cloud Storage. Google Cloud Storage is an infrastructure as a service offering from Google, and is comparable to Amazon S3. Google Cloud Storage. Google Cloud Storage. This is similar to Amazon S3, Simple Storage Service. S3, Simple Storage Service. The storage can be accessed through simple APIs or can be used with Google Compute Engine. All right, directly also it can be accessed by its API, or it can be used with Google Compute Engine. Means you are running your application on Google Compute Engine, and through Google Compute Engine, you are accessing Google Cloud Storage. Data in Google Cloud Storage are stored as objects. All right, any file, um, any piece of information that you are storing is considered to be an object, and an object has two parts: data and metadata. All right. Objects are stored into containers called as buckets, and these buckets are used to organize data and to specify access control on that data. Okay, so you have, suppose if you have to store f1, f2, f3, then this f1, f2, f3 can be stored in bucket. 1 minute. Who Okay, sorry about that. So here, in this bucket, you are storing this f1, f2. Okay, you cannot have buckets in nested manner. Means in one bucket you cannot have another bucket. You can have like these buckets, but you cannot have a bucket inside another bucket. So that is a restriction in Google Cloud Storage. These are the predefined machine types. In standard, you have N1 standard one, and there is one CPU and 3.75 GB of memory. Pricing is per minute. If you just go through this, you will find that there are different number of CPUs, different amount of memory, and these two combine together to form different instance types under different machine types. Say you would like to have 32 CPUs under high CPU category, then you have to choose this instance N1 high CPU 32, and then memory would be 28 GB. Okay, so Google Cloud Storage is comparable to that point is covered. Moving ahead, Google's PaaS offering. So far, what we studied was Google's AS offering, infrastructure. Now, Google's PaaS offering. PaaS offering is this platform as a service. So, PaaS facility offered by Google is called Google App Engine. Uh, Google App Engine. This is a PaaS facility. Google also offers a number of database services as part of their cloud offering. Google App Engine is Google's offering as platform as a service, and Google is a market leader in that, and it supports high level programming languages by using Google App Engine. Google App Engine provides several Google App Engine provides several high-level programming language runtimes like Java runtime, Python runtime, PHP runtime, with necessary libraries for application development. Okay, so these are platforms: Java platform, Python platform, PHP platform. All these are available in Google App Engine. Google App Engine is a PaaS service by Google. So Google provides SDK for all supported languages to develop applications over App Engine platform. And then this developers can use App Engine's API to build and host SaaS applications. What developer can do? They can use the Apps Engine API, okay, and host SaaS applications. Here, these are SaaS. SaaS are built on top of PaaS. So developer can create this PaaS and can build a SaaS on top of it for the users to access. Database services of cloud. Cloud has its own database service offerings, and this Google offers the following database service as part of their cloud services, which are Cloud SQL, Cloud Data Store. Cloud SQL is a database as a service, DBAS. Okay, database as a service, and it allows users to use relational databases. All right, and then Google Cloud SQL is integrated with Google App Engine. Uh, Please recall Google App Engine. This Google App Engine has uh, PaaS service, and developers can create applications on top of it. And developers can also use Google Cloud SQL as part of their application. They can integrate, they can combine. All right. Next, Cloud Data Store. This is a fully managed, schema-less, NoSQL data store. Please observe here. This is a relational database, Cloud SQL, and this is Cloud Data Store, which is NoSQL data store. This cloud data store is quite easy to implement and support SQL-like queries, known as uh, Google Query Language. Okay, GQL. This Google's cloud data store is comparable to Amazon's DynamoDB and SimpleDB offering. Amazon has got DynamoDB and SimpleDB. These both are NoSQL databases. The alternative uh, to that is Google's cloud data store, which is also a NoSQL database. BigQuery is a Google's offering that provide facility for big data in the cloud. Okay, big data refers to a massive amount of data. You know about it. It is both structured and unstructured form. And this BigQuery is easy and it provides interactive interface with which queries can be executed. And analyzing huge volume of data is possible in BigQuery. Okay, BigQuery is not a database service. It is a tool for exploration and examination of big data in the cloud. Okay, using SQL-like queries. Going further, Google's SaaS offering. So far, we learned about Google's SaaS offering, PaaS offering. Now it is SaaS offerings. Google SaaS offering, which is software as a service, uh, it features several applications with similar functionality to traditional Office suites. And among many services, they offer Google based word processing, Google Docs, Gmail, Google Calendar. These are all SaaS offerings. And these SaaS facilities come under one umbrella, which is termed as G Suite and are popularly known as Google Apps. I'll show you these G Suite apps. I am using this G Suite. Look at this. These are all G Suite apps. What are they? Google Calendar, Google Classroom, Contacts, Currents, Docs, Drive, Jamboard. This is especially designed for academic institutions. No, no, madam has not come. I am taking class, sir. You are taking. Acha, acha. It is allotted to you? No, 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 sir. 7 minutes. Okay, to whom you are taking class? My M. Okay, students, I'll resume the class tomorrow.